Hey guys, how you doing? This is One Bit, back for some more Dota 2. This is another replay cast. This one is featuring Faceless Void. I pretty much end up playing a jungle Void for this one because of our lane composition, and I don't know. I don't do it nearly as effective as I would like to. I mean, he's not really an optimal jungler. I ended up randoming Void, which is why I got Void in the first place and why I'm able to get a Morbid Mass so early on him. But that's one of the reasons that I decided to go try jungle. This is like the first time I ever tried to jungle with Void, so you know, you're not going to see some, you know, expert jungling skills or anything. I'm not really stacking camps or anything with him. I think it could have probably been done better. I don't know if the Morbid Mass pickup early on was the most optimal thing. I mean, obviously getting a Mask of Madness as soon as possible on Void is definitely something you want to make happen. But I did up feeding a couple times, but mainly it's a lot of jungle grinding, so there's going to be liberal use of the fast forward doing this. I also made a mistake with the orb usage, which orbs in this game, it's pretty simple. Basically, if you're a ranged hero and you're stacking, say, lifesteal, there's very specific lifesteal things that are able to stack with other orbs. But if you're melee, you can only have one orb. So if you're basically, if you want to stack something like a Scotty's and a lifesteal, you can do that if you're ranged. But if you're melee, you can only stack one orb at a time, meaning one of these unique attack modifiers. That's why it says it's unique. It's because it cannot, you can't have multiples of that. And basically the Mask of Madness and the Desolator don't stack. But there is actually a caveat there, and that is basically you get the effects of the first one that is placed on you, on your character in your slots. So you can actually stack those things, except I didn't stack it correctly. So the way that you stack it is essentially, let's say I put in a Desolator, and then I put in a, like I took it off my character, like let's say I built the Mask of Madness first, but then I put in the Desolator, and then after I put in the Mask of Madness, the lifesteal isn't going to stack. So basically, since I put the Desolator on first, I'm going to get the effects of the Desolator applied with every hit instead of lifesteal. But I'm still going to be able to activate the Mask of Madness, which is going to increase my attack speed. And that's one of the things that Void constantly does with Mask of Madness, is increases attack speed when he's in his chronosphere in order to burn down multiple opponents. You know, obviously you want to get a Battle Fury, and then you're able to cleave people to death in Chrono if you get multiple targets in there. So that's the goal, you know, get the Battle Fury so you can cleave multiple targets, get the Mask of Madness so you can vastly increase your attack speed, and, you know, then you have the option of how you're going to do that. Are you going to be able to just go with the Mom and the Battle Fury and cleaving the targets, and then also maybe pick up, say, a Butterfly or something like that to increase your attack speed even further? Or do you want to try to negate the life steal and then just go with, say, something like a Desolator, put that on first, and then put in the Moms later, so that you're constantly dropping the armor of the opponent. You're not getting your life steal, but you still can activate the Mom and vastly increase your attack speed by switching it on. So you have an option there. I just didn't put it in correctly, and somebody does point it out to me in chat as I play the game. But let's see. Let's just fast forward through this stuff because it's kind of boring. Yeah. I died there. I was hoping that I was going to have enough damage to take him out, but he also has an 8 lifesteal pretty early on, so. And he is able to pick me off a couple times. One of the things, one of the mistakes I'm making here is that Bloodseeker, one of his abilities allows him to see targets that are extremely low health, and because I wasn't. I mean, I was aware of it, but I just didn't think he would have the balls to come into the jungle and try to pick me off. But because he gets increased attack speed when he's using that ability, he was able to chase me down a couple of times and pop it on me. But as you can see, I'm also running back to base a little too much. And I basically just have to find the right balance with Void between health items so that I can stay in the woods, and also trying to farm out my my mask. Yeah, and you can see here, this is when he's chasing me down. He just like ran right into the base after me.
I foresaw this end.
And it ends up costing him, but he was able to pick me off, so I don't get any gold reward. So it's still kind of worth it for him, because he kills me, he gets the gold. I don't get any gold even though he got killed. If I would have maybe turned around and hit him once, then I would have gotten something out of it, but I didn't get anything out of it.
Radiant's mid tower's coming apart. Mission middle. Flash killing.
As you can see, I'm running back to base quite a bit. You want to avoid that. That's a major mistake on my part to be running back to the base. But again, I'm trying this, trying to juggle with Void just straight out the gate. Haven't really done it before. Probably I should have grabbed a couple health pots this early on, so that I would be able to stay in the jungle a little longer.
Guess what's happening? The Dire best do something. The Dire's top tower, Dire's bottom towers getting the business. Dire's mid towers having tech. Dire's mid tower can use some help. Dire's mid tower's been disowned. The Radiant trouble brewing at Radiant's bottom tower.
As you can see, I'm just concentrating on farming. Void is a very farm-dependent hero. That's one of the reasons I don't play him all that often, is because he needs so much farm to be effective. And it can be kind of boring. That's why. He's fun once he gets the farm, but just the process of getting the farm is like a pain in the butt.
Trouble brewing at Radiant's bottom tower. Radiant's bottom tower ain't pretty sad. Trouble.
And also, if you note my abilities here, I maxed out my time lock first. That way, I'm able to stun the creeps. I think I also have some stats. What do I have? 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I have 2 levels of stats. And then now I'm getting this last. That's mainly because I'm going for a jungle build. I mean, I would probably get at least 1 level of this if I was in lane, 1 or 2 levels. That way I would have an escape mechanism. But for jungling, I definitely want to maximize this. Now that I have the mom, he's just going to be a farm beast.
Radiant's top tower's in bad shape.
Got bounty behind me, but he broke off.
Bad shape. Radiant's bottom tower. Radiant's bottom towers. There goes Radiant's bottom tower. Radiant's mid tower could use a hand.
Yeah, I mostly stole that from Pudge, but I was behind in levels right there, and I needed the farm. So I didn't really worry about it.
The Dire went and fortified their structure.
Let's just see where I am right now. Pause it real quick. Stats wise, kills this stuff. Everybody's leading me, you know. It seems like I'm feeding more than anything. XP per minute. See, I'm pretty low. Pudge is getting a lot of ganks right now. Hero level, pretty low. I'm level 12. Pudge is obviously 16. But you're going to see how the farm is going to pay off by the end of the game. Gold per minute. See, I'm like moving up because I'm just farming so much. And that's really what's going to level things out for me, is because they're not shutting down my farm. And being able to sit in the jungle and just farm on a void is something that is very scary for the opposing team. If they know what they're doing, they'll definitely try to shut that down. So game stats, and we'll continue on.
Radiant struck Radiant's mid towers. Get Radiant's Radiant the Dire. Radiant's mid tower. Guess what's happening to Dire's bottom tower?
Now, I didn't have my mom up. If I had my mom up, I would probably be able to get those guys a lot lower, maybe even kill both of them very easily. But I just used my Mask of Madness on the Ancients there, so. But at least Pudge was able to pick off one of them. And then I go back on the Ancient stacks. And I tried at this point to take him, but I just didn't have quite enough attack speed at this point, so I had to back off of it. Now I went battlefurry right after Mom just so I could down these camps a lot faster. And that's another example of Bloodseeker catching up to me when I was low health and taking me out.
Radiant's top towers, the Radiant. Bottom tower's getting the business. Killing spree.
See, at this point, I'm just 1 in 3. What?
Guess what's happening to Dire's bottom tower?
Seems like I'm not really contributing again. Game stats. Let's see. Cold Death Assist. Pudge 12 and 5. Me 1 and 3. It's like, well, what are you doing, Void? Gold per minute. Moving up. Not all that spectacular though. Net worth, you know, obviously I'm close to the top, so it's the farm that's really going to be able to bring me over the top. Oh yeah, we already did XP per minute, so let's see. Go back to game stats, continue. See, but I've had pretty much 35 minutes of free farm, other than the times that Bloodseeker has been able to gank me.
The Dire best do something about that bottom tower.
And here comes some payback on him.
A death foretold. Fresh meat.
And this is, now that I have the Crystallis, I can take him out. And I think I ended up with like a fail out here at some point. Now it's a little bit later, I guess.
The ancestors are expecting you.
Dire structure. The Dire might
Got
want
a KS from Shadow Shaman there. Back to farming.
Dire's top tower's getting beat down. Dire's mid tower won't last much longer.
Now I up the Solace into a Daedalus.
Radiant's bottom tower ain't a pretty sight right now.
I'm silent, so that's one reason I wasn't able to pop an ulti, take her out. And she makes the mistake of getting too close. And she's done. Bounty gets past me though. He has me tracked, but I have my resurrection on, so I don't get killed. And can't remember if he gets away. He shouldn't have there. But let's take a look at the game stats. Kill, death, and assists. Now I'm suddenly moving up. Let's look at the SP per minute has jumped up drastically for me. I think I was in the 200 range. Now I'm in the 500. I've actually surpassed Pudge at this point. Gold per minute, moving up. Net worth. I'm getting close to challenging Bounty at this point. And Bounty has the advantage of having his ulti. Every time he tracks somebody, he can get extra gold. So I'm actually doing quite well in that regard, but it's all farming. Game stats. Let's see. And back to the fast forward. Okay, getting surrounded here.
Radiant's top, Radiant's gone, and guess what's happening?
Nothing really came of it though, because I was still concentrating on farming. And this is what Void is all about. Now Queen of Pain jumped on me here, which is a big mistake for her. Yeah. He overestimated his ability. And I just time walked in there. And this is all thanks to the farm that I got early. So now, at this point, let's see. Kill, death, and assist, moving up a little bit higher. I've taken over XP per minute. Gold per minute. He still has the advantage, which he should, because he's Bounty. Hero level. You see, before I was way down here. And I'm pretty much tied. I've actually surpassed Pudge. And remember, he was like, what was he, 12 and 5? What was it, kills? Kill assist? He's 15, 7, and 6 at this point. And I've pretty much, when it comes to
Radiant's mid tower's getting banged up.
XP, I've surpassed him because of the creep XP slash the kills.
Radiant's
And
mid tower could use a hand.
Yeah, last hits and denies him completely taking over the game in that regard. But that just shows you what jungling can give you, as long as your team is capable of sustaining when you're not around. And that's the thing. I probably should have gotten into more confrontations, and I would have, gotten ahead a lot earlier. But since I had a very competent ganker and another carry with Centaur, it just allowed me to farm. And once Void gets farmed, he takes over the game.
Radiant's tough. Radiant's mid tower ain't doing so good.
He's probably one of the hardest carries in the game. Yeah, and that was Blood. Yeah, took him out in a few seconds. I think this is where I had a fail ulti. Because I think she came in for a split second and I might have popped it. Trying to grab her in it. Actually, maybe that happens later. You can see why I'm fast forwarding this. There's a lot of yeah, there. This is where I popped it, like just as she was a little bit too late. Yeah, split second. Like I'd already clicked it and I could have pressed the stop button, but I failed to do that. So
Radiant's bottom tower seen better days. Radiant's bottom
I just found that very amusing.
It's fulfilled.
Dire's top tower. Radiant's mid tower's getting banged up.
And here's where I believe I get a double kill still from Invoker. You can see the battlefurry just melts people like butter. Fortunately, Invoker got both of those kills.
The Dire best do something about that bottom tower. Radiant's mid tower's getting the 1-4.
And Bloodseeker ran up to me and caught me on that one. So at this point, let's see, kills, deaths, assists. I'm creeping up.
Killing spree.
Gold per minute, taking over. Net worth, completely dominating. Current gold, well, I've bought quite a bit, so. And as I was saying earlier, the issue with this is that now the lifesteal is being applied, but this isn't being applied. If I were to switch these around, I would be getting the Desolation modifier. I wouldn't be getting lifesteal, but I could still switch on the Mask of Madness for the increased attack speed with the Desolation effect. So that's how you could stack those things, theoretically. But you're not going to get both effects. You're not going to get the lifesteal and the Desolation effect. But if you switch the order, if you take this off, put this on as your first slot, and then have this on as something that you just activate, then you're going to have the Desolation modifier, and you're going to be able to press that to increase your attack speed. But you're not going to get the second orb, as I was saying, or the second unique attack modifier, because they're not going to stack. And again, the only exception to that is on ranged heroes, lifesteal and Scotty's can stack.
Trouble brewing at Radiant's bottom.
And there are some other things like that too that will be able to stack. Like for instance, certain procs, they don't stack, but you only get that because they're proc effects. Like you only get the one thing. Like one thing is going to proc. So you can have sometimes multiple things that.
One last top tower for the
that are different procs, because one thing will proc, but the other thing won't. You know what I mean? Like generally, like let's say you have two things that are procs. Whatever thing decides to proc that time, you'll get that effect. So if you have two things that are procking that are like attack modifiers, then you can stack those two. You're not going to get both things procking each and every time, but you're going to get one of the two things to proc.
that
Hardly hurt at all.
you'll look good when I fling your mouth.
Radiant's mid tower's getting banged up. Radiant's mid tower's getting what for? Radiant's mid tower's in trouble.
Oh, stop it!
Yeah, Faceless Void's attack is very similar to the that ability of invokers that I don't like, the cold snap.
Looks like Radiant's Ancient is getting stopped.
I really don't like those perma-stun type of abilities, like cold snap and also Faceless Void's mini stuns, like where you can't even move.
The Dire won this time.
And of course, the other team got pretty salty because we pretty much dominated them. Let's see, so by the end, I'm up here in the top 4. Pretty much 3 of our teammates have joined to form the top 4. Of course, I got those 2 kill steals from Invoker, and so I would have probably been tied with Centaur. So you can see, just even though the farming early on wasn't so great for the team, if your team is able to support the farming, you can pretty much take over. You see my gold took over, gold per minute, net worth completely totally dominated the game by a significant margin. So I was able to get a ton of items. Even the gold I had on me was just a ridiculous amount. XP per minute. I dropped down, but you know, not significantly. All of us are kind of in the 550, 560 range, so we're all tied there. Levels, I mean, we're all tied at 25 at this point. Last hits and denies, you know, completely took over there, and there you have it. I could have probably did better if I had played a Jungle Void before. I sped through a vast majority of this game simply because I don't find jungling to be all that entertaining, but I just wanted to kind of put up a few points about how you can have an effective Jungle Void. And you know, even though you might have those people that sit in the jungle and it doesn't seem like they're contributing to the team, I think it's important to show that yes, you can go in the jungle, you can just go and kill creeps for the vast majority of the game and be extremely effective for the team. That's kind of what these carries are. This is what they're supposed to do. That's one of the reasons I don't play Faceless quite as much, you know, compared to say like a Phantom Lancer or something. I mean, yeah, he can be played in lane with good supports, but it's a lot harder to find those good supports to play in lane outside of, say, Captain's mode. So playing him in jungle is what you're going to see a lot of times. Usually, even if a Void is in lane, he's going to end up going to jungle after he hits level 6, maybe doing some roaming and trying to get some ganks and things. But yeah, I think it was a pretty good game. Illustrating the power of Void in the jungle. Obviously, I made some mistakes with my comp early, which is why I had to run back to base and get some mana. I could probably participate in a few more team fights after I had my ulti, and it would have helped. I don't know if it would have helped our team. We didn't really need the help because we had a competent punch and Centaur War Runner. They had pretty good levels on the other team. I mean, they might have challenged us, but they had much. We had much better hard carries. I mean, with just Void and Centaur, they were just like completely dominant in this game. I mean, having both of them on the team is crazy. I mean, Queen of Pain is probably, I would say, could have been a dominant carry, but she just wasn't being played well by whoever was playing her. Bounty can also be dominant, but he wasn't being played to his full potential. I don't think he was tracking as much as he could, and his item build is not that good. I mean, anytime you see a Vladimir on a bounty, you got to question it. So I don't know about that. Bloodseeker, decent. I don't see a Force Staff, so that's a problem for him. You know, I don't know if he doesn't really need a Desolator. I think it looks like he's going for a Butterfly, but he should have went for the Butterfly before he got the Desolator. And I don't know about the Vanguard either. Maybe something else, but you know, maybe some more agility items on him would have been a little bit better. But regardless, you know, I think our team had two of the hardest carries in the game with Centaur and Faceless, so we were able to take that. I think that was a pretty good showing as far as the mechanics of Faceless. I sped most of it up simply because I think jungling can be quite boring, and there you go. I'm probably not going to do another Faceless game simply because I don't find him to be all that interesting. It's like ulti, kill everybody with cleave. That's pretty much his mechanic. Jump on their face, ulti, kill everybody with cleave. That's it. He's pretty much a one-note Johnny. So he's not. I just don't find him as interesting as some of the other characters. And he's also needs so much farm in order to get to that point, because you need to have the Mom, you need to have the Battle Fury, you need to have at least a Crystallis, and something to increase your attack speed, so possibly a Butterfly. So just getting all that, it just takes so much time, and you know, actually watching that in gameplay can be quite boring. So there you go, guys. There's a Faceless Void game. He was played to relatively decent effect. Itemization is good. Probably, as I said, there's an issue with that particular item, the Desolator, and the order that I got it in. But other than that, you could probably take everything from this build, probably drop the Desolator, and pick up another item instead. And there you go. Hope you enjoyed. As always, like, thumbs, subscribe, retweet. Later.